The demon emperor has been reborn, but he already faces challenges with his new body. Now, he seeks to return to his universe in his demon form and reclaim his power. The story begins with our protagonist waking up to find a woman sitting next to him, completely naked, while covering herself with a blanket. She demands to know who he is and what he's doing in her room. Meanwhile, our protagonist is even more confused than she is. His last memory is of being in a decisive battle with the three great rulers. This man is, in fact, the great demon king, destined to become the strongest being in this world. But he has been abruptly transported to Earth, inhabiting the body of an unknown boy named Yi Feng. Searching through the boy's memories, he learns that Feng is considered a useless individual, often bullied and beaten. The woman, Lin Lan, accuses Feng of stealing her first special time, hitting him with a pillow. Just then, they hear footsteps approaching the door. 3 men in black suits burst in, claiming they've received a tip that Lin is cheating on her fiancé. These paparazzi aim to expose this alleged affair and gain fame, even if it ruins lives. Lin, worried about her reputation and her company, becomes frantic. After further examining Feng's memories, the protagonist realizes neither he nor Lin had any prior connection. Both had been drugged and left unconscious in the same bed to ruin their reputations. This setup was orchestrated by Yi Hu, a golden-haired duke and direct descendant of the Yi family. Yi Hu resents Feng, as the latter could potentially inherit the family's legacy. Feng, using his destructive red and black demonic smoke, escapes the room. Everything the smoke touches withers and decays. Reappearing outside the building, he laughs menacingly, embracing the challenges of being trapped in a human body. The paparazzi storm into Lin's room, only to find it empty. They are now the ones in trouble for invading the privacy of a naked woman. Outside, Yi Hu grows enraged upon hearing there's no man in the room. He orders his guards to search again, convinced Feng must be hiding somewhere. Feng suddenly appears before Yi Hu, smiling sinisterly. When Yi Hu admits to orchestrating the setup to discredit him, Feng retaliates. As Yi Hu tries to attack with a dagger, Feng easily dodges and grabs him by the neck, warning that he won't leave alive. Terrified, Yi Hu flees to his car, but Feng activates a magical red mark on the car's roof. When he clenches his fist, the car explodes. Reluctantly sparing Yi Hu's life, Feng whispers that he is nothing but an insignificant ant. He then wonders about the state of his demon planet and his sister Huanger. Despite her reluctance to conquer galaxies, Huanger, the Star Empress, is fiercely protective of her brother. Jumping into a nearby river, Feng begins consuming fish to strengthen his weak human body. On the riverbank, an old man fishes with his granddaughter, accompanied by guards. The granddaughter expresses concern for her grandfather's health, but he reassures her that he feels strong. While fishing, the old man catches something unexpected: Feng. Mistaking him for a threat, the guards attack, but Feng easily overpowers them. Their leader, Zhang, steps in but is also defeated. Impressed by Zhang's resilience, Feng notes that he only managed to break the man's arm, despite using his full strength. Demanding compensation for his ruined clothes, Feng accepts a black credit card from the old man, who also tries to befriend him. Feng declines but warns the old man that his health is failing. Though skeptical, the old man recognizes Feng's overwhelming aura, likening him to the legendary god of war. Later, Feng arrives at a school to learn more about this world. The students look at him with disdain, a clear indication of the former owner's poor reputation. Among the students is Qiang, accompanied by Yu Fei, Feng's ex-girlfriend who left him for Qiang. Qiang mocks Feng, but the latter remains unbothered, dismissing him as insignificant. Furious at being ignored, Qiang grabs Feng's shoulder, but Feng insults him by calling him an insect. Yu Fei, trying to defend Qiang, orders Feng to leave, pleading for forgiveness on Feng's behalf. Recalling the memories of how Yu Fei mistreated Feng, the protagonist decides to teach her a lesson. He coldly congratulates Qiang, sarcastically calling Yu Fei trash that he discarded. Enraged, Qiang prepares to punch Feng, when Bei stops him, announcing that the protagonist is her boyfriend, and anyone who dares to touch him will be considered an enemy of the family. Meanwhile, Feng is not happy with her grabbing his arm. While she says that he should be honored that such a beautiful girl is grabbing his arm, viewers are shocked to hear that Bei is hanging out with this loser, as she is the most popular girl on this campus. Kang realizes that he can't go against the Yi family, so he backs off. The protagonist tells Qiang that he was lucky, so if he likes to live, it's good not to bother him anymore. He thanks him for taking this trash woman Yu Fei out of his life. She tries to stop Qiang from listening to Feng's words, but receives a satisfying slap from him. As he walks towards the class, Bei follows him and asks for a thank you. Feng gives a deep answer, saying that a man who has no power or money cannot even express his gratitude. He then completes the wise sentence by saying that all he has left is this beautiful body, then if she wants he can offer his body. She seems very shy. He then turns, manipulating the situation to become a victim, and shares that as everyone will now think he dates, no one will approach him or accept him. Now his name is tarnished and he will not marry. He demands a fee to ruin his good name and for all the emotional damage. She panics and states that he already has her grandfather's card, but Feng replies that it has nothing to do with her. She gets cute with anger and starts looking for money in her pockets. Using this opportunity, he escapes. She realizes that Feng already knows that she is trying to approach him to interrogate. She still intends to find out all his secrets and find out his true identity. In the classroom, two guys are talking about Feng, saying that the garbage is back, but he won't last long, since the Gong family will break his legs or even send him to base. In addition, the Ye family is also furious with him, and the higher ones want to kick him out of the family. Feng enters the room and ignores them. The noisy dog outside is also sitting in the class smiling at him. He can't wait to see Feng being annihilated, so a boy runs into the class and tells Feng to come immediately with him. The Gong family is here to take revenge on him. The protagonist tells him to calm down and sit down, and he will deal with the situation. The boy tries to convince him to run away, while the henchmen who come here will tear him to shreds. Just to get the favor of the Gong family, the four muscular guys kick open the door of the class. Because they are too arrogant and dumb to know that there is a thing called a door handle, when they ask which one is Feng, Kang points them out to our protagonist, hoping that at least afterwards, he will lose the Bei family's protection, and Chang will get his revenge. The tall guy asks Feng if he is that legitimate son. Proto counters if he is the garbage that is sent by the Gong family. Qiang thinks that Feng is only being rude because he thinks they will consider the Bei family's protection. However, this is not happening. The guys are always trying to threaten Feng, telling him to choose his words wisely. Gong Wu offers him two options. Feng should kneel down and apologize. Or option 2 is that they will make him kneel by breaking an arm and a leg. Suddenly, Gong Wu sees a scary demon in front of him instead of Feng, but he comes back to his senses thinking it's just a hallucination. The protagonist casually sits down at a table and proposes a third option. While using his demonic eyes to hypnotize them, he orders them to kneel. Qiang bursts into laughter but is shocked when they actually kneel in front of Feng. He tries to shake Master Wu to bring him back to his senses. Feng decides to play with them, so he tells them that the Feng they are looking for is actually this ugly guy, while pointing at Qiang. Then all four of them stand up together. They start punching and kicking Qiang until he is shaking in fear on the ground, begging him to stop. The protagonist orders them to back off and leave them. The fat guy gets all confused and asks if he really is the Feng he knows or a ghost. Kang is about to leave the classroom to go to the hospital. A very beautiful girl comes in and asks what happened to him. He answers the teacher who fell alone. Feng notices that this beautiful teacher is emitting an abnormal smell from her body that is from violet ketchup. It turns out that she possesses an innate spiritual physique, and if Feng can get just a drop of her red liquid, then he could refine a return demonic pill, which is equivalent to gaining an extra life. He suddenly sees a way to acquire this. As she walks through the class, Feng hits the mosquito in her ass, and not only acquires the violet innate spirit, but also a better understanding of her not-so-innate physique. She immediately turns around and yells at Feng for hitting her ass, but the Prota shares that there was a dangerous mosquito flying towards her, so he was just ending his race. Kawaii-sensei gets angry and kicks him out of the class. From Feng's expressions, we can totally see that it was worth the punishment. Also, the handprint on his face is nothing compared to where his handprints are already. With mosquito, he sucks the violet, but it's strange that a demonic mosquito that are only found in the forbidden lands of the galaxy are brought on Earth. Later at night, the fat guy calls Feng to a bar and shares that his girlfriend mocked Feng, so they broke up. Now he hugs Proto while crying and states that even though he liked her, she can't insult her friend, since he values their friendship, so he cut off their relationship. The boy then points to the head of this bar, Rose, who is one of the most famous bartenders in this city. Her older sister Cocktail is the most famous and expensive drink here. The little guy takes out his credit card and orders 2 glasses of Cocktail Big Sister. Feng notices something strange and informs Rose that she is poisoned. He adds that there are also more problems waiting for her right at the doorstep. Only then a scary guy with a scared face comes in and asks Rose, who in this town can save her. This guy is Poisonous Wolf, who poisoned Rose and is now willing to exchange the antidote in exchange for something. Feng recognizes this person as he has a history with him. Rose announces that whoever defeats Poisonous Wolf to her will not be charged for drinks. Deep down, a man accepts Rose's offer and decides to make a dog out of this wolf. This golden-haired guy with all the physical power is known as the undefeated king of boxing, Black Market Tiger. Grab your drinks because it's Tiger versus Wolf. The fight begins in a failed attempt to launch a showy yellow presence. The wolf, who is seeing with poisonous green aura, an opportunity to launch a counterattack. With a single powerful punch, replica of all the power has been defeated. He steps on the unconscious tiger and states that whoever tries to help Rose will meet the same fate. He kicks the guy's body and goes towards the counter, where Feng asks if he recognizes him. The wolf arrogantly replies that he doesn't care who he is. He tries to start a fight, then grabs Feng's shoulder. The protagonist grabs his wrist, and the wolf tries to free himself but couldn't. He then tries to spit poison at Feng, but his vision couldn't match Feng's speed, and suddenly appears in front of him with an attack. The wolf's attack is petrified with the strength of this man, who appears to be a walking demon. Another failed attack attempt punches him, and the wolf lies on the ground. Feng asks again if he recognizes him, but the wolf tells him to go to hell, which is ironic since Feng went to hell and became the king in his back. Now the fight rages. The wolf throws 3 poisonous sharp needles at Feng. Even though he can easily dodge them, Feng likes to show off. So he catches the 3 of them with his mouth, but he also likes to be honest. So he praises the wolf's venom by saying, "Which doesn't taste bad." He grabs his face and slams him into the wall behind, forcing him to give up, and then handing over the antidote to Rose's poison. Only then 3 men in black suits enter the bar. One of them is Zhang, the guy with a broken arm, the bodyguard of the old man of the Bei family. It turns out that he is the older brother of the wolf. He complains to his older brother about Feng, hoping that he will avenge him. But to his surprise, Zhang immediately lowers his head and greets Master Yaifeng. All hope is lost to the wolf. Zhang tells Proto that he came here specifically to look for him because the old man's condition is getting worse. Feng adds that the old man must have many black spots on his body, and his physique must be taking a toll, as well as these are the symptoms of a demonic mosquito bite. Zhang asks the protagonist to heal the old man, but Feng speaks that he has no interest in saving him. But as Miss Bei helped him, he goes to return the favor, then asks Zhang for 3 days to prepare. Zhang puts his wolf brother under Feng's command, ordering him to live for the Proto. Olobo kneels down and asks for forgiveness. He messed up with the wrong person. Feng tells him that he should apologize to Fat instead of hurting him. As he begs for forgiveness from the fatty, Feng wonders why this fierce wolf guy doesn't recognize him. However, what's more important right now is the demonic mosquito. On his way back, he notices a familiar face, or should I say familiar body. Lin Lam, the girl Feng was in bed with, she's walking down the street and seems to be very tired or very drunk, as she can barely walk. Some molesters stop the van right in front of her and drag her inside. Feng decides to see where they are going. The van stops in front of a huge house in a remote place surrounded by trees. Lin Lan is barely able to move her body. Surprisingly, this house belongs to Feng. The fat guy with a rooster hairstyle and pink shirt breaks down the door. And inside they throw Lin on Feng's bed. Well, you can already imagine what these scoundrels wanted to do with her, but Feng suggests that they should save time since he will destroy them. They are surprised to see Feng back so soon and decide to change the plan. The fat one is the first to attack Feng and the first to lose his life. As well as Feng pulls his soul and leaves the ashes behind, the other 2 immediately kneel down and show their loyalty, revealing that Yi Hu is the one who ordered them to put Feng as a reward for their loyalty. The protagonist hands them a well-deserved painful departure. After the lifeless body disappears, Feng notices a bright green ring on the ground. This is a jade pendant with a certain aura. It cracks and inside is a heavenly energy-gathering magic stone. With this, Feng could establish a magical spatial system to absorb vigor from the universe. He must hide it, so he leaves the house and approaches a beautiful pink tree. Since this old tree can increase stone's power, he sticks the stone into the tree and activates the magic space system that will make the flowers and grass grow like crazy. A magical green light appears on the tree and begins to expand the space, sending out heavenly energy. Not only the grass began to grow, but Feng's power also begins to increase. Lin Lan approaches him and enters the magic space. Her delicate body can't withstand the life energy here. She can barely walk on that energy, so she ends up falling on Feng. She's not in her senses and is extremely vulnerable, so she tells Feng not to leave her this time and starts unbuttoning her shirt. The protagonist pins her to the ground and uses his finger to bring out the magical energy she absorbed. The intensity of the magical power ends up tearing Lin Lan's clothes. However, he still can't get her back to normal. So there's only one thing left for him to do. That thing is still unknown to us as the scene quickly advances to the next morning, where the beautiful Lin Lan opens her eyes on the tree. She suddenly realizes that she is again without clothes, and next to her is again shirtless Feng. Before she starts screaming, he says he saved her. She remembers last night, calms down, and asks for some clothes. She tells him that as soon as he gets some clothes, she will leave and pretend that nothing happened. However, the Demon King says that she tried to take advantage of him. After making fun of her, he goes out to get some clothes. She asks what place this is, and Feng replies that it is her home. Using her charm, she asks Feng to drop her off at home. The protagonist replies that there is a car outside, but he doesn't have a driver's license. Now Feng asks her to give him a ride, since he has some errands in the city. She decides to drive back fast, hoping that he would start shaking with fear, and beg her to slow down. Feng is not a speeder, but one of you only lives once. Suddenly he notices a car coming from the front, in the other lane. Then he forces the steering wheel to the right to block his way. Lin Lan now gets scared. The black Ferrari stops walking in front of them, and the beautiful door opens upwards. Feng tells Lin to stay inside and not get out of the car since it doesn't concern her. He gets out of the car to collect old debts, while a man in a ribbon face gets out of the Ferrari. This mummy man is Yu, who barely survived the car explosion. He removes the tapes to reveal what happened to his face. He is now as beautiful on the outside as he is on the inside. Instead of responding to Feng's debauchery with words, he charges an attack. And for the first time, Feng is stunned with such speed and power. He takes his battle stance and blocks Yu's second attack. Two immense powers collide with each other in a fierce encounter, painting the sky purple and black. Even though he has gotten much stronger, Feng can still deal with him. However, Yi reveals the final trick up his sleeve by wearing the Shira soldier mask of the Devil Star. Suddenly, Feng's reddish-black aura begins to disappear. As Yi Hu is now the villain, this devil mask has not only increased his strength but also his muscular size. Feng tries to warn him about the dangerous path he is choosing, but all he wants at this moment is to take revenge. Feng gives him one last chance to reveal who gave him this mask, and in return, he will let him go. Now suddenly Yi Hu disappears and then attacks Feng from above. While being taken to a corner, Feng realizes that his opponent is exerting twice the strength of the Shura soldiers. Lin Lan gets out of the van to see what is going on, only to find the evil Prota dodging his attacks. He tries to keep some distance, taking a few steps back. He takes a hit and flies away. He enjoys this newfound power. Feng rises from the rubble not in front, but from behind, and warns him about the mask he is currently wearing. He who is shocked to see the protagonist behind him. Suddenly his form has also changed to full black and red, a symbol of Demon King fashion. The soldiers of Asura are the lowest form of cannon fodder inside the demonic star, and this Asura mask is to prevent them from running away. This mask is not only a weapon, but also the imprisonment of the wearer. The only way to take off the mask is to win the battle or lose their life. Now Yu only cares about revenge, so he ignores all warnings. However, Feng got serious this time, and no one can stop him now. He completely dominates Huron's battle, and when his Khalid punches, Hu's arm begins to wither from the deadly black smoke. The agony and despair further increase his size, and he is promoted to the hull. However, his mask starts to come off and is already eating away at him. At this point, Feng feels bad for Yi Hu, so he decides to give a merciful match, ending it with just a single move. He wonders how that guy got his hands on that mask. Using the art of soul extraction, he takes out his soul that is not scattered, but he then consumes his soul and is disappointed, since the young master of the family should have been tastier. Meanwhile, Lin realizes that all the noise is gone, so the commotion must have ended. Lin Lan asks if Feng is okay and is confused, since the terrifying fight she just witnessed makes her think that these guys are not even human. Feng thinks to himself that the woman is really calm. He asks if she knows about somewhere where he finds information for research. She replies that his school's library is the largest library in the city. He could very well look there. She drops him off at school, where Feng tells her to keep the van since he doesn't have a driver's license. She tries to ask where he got all this power from, but he ignores her question and tells her softly to call him the next time she faces any problem. That he had already saved her number on his phone. Men asked for girls' numbers while the Prota saved his number on others' phones. She is surprised but at the same time relieved, since she can contact him at any time. On her way to the library, Feng thinks about this world, and how it gives her a strange feeling. Asura's mask and poison wolf are both from her planet. Moreover, demonic mosquitoes have started to appear as well. Therefore, he arrives at the library to research about this world. However, everything recorded in the book seems normal, but Feng still gets this strong feeling of insecurity. Suddenly, someone puts his hands on Feng's eyes. He looks back and it really is a girl that reminds him of Fenger's. However, this girl is inside Feng's childhood friend. She asks where he has been in the last few days. She was missing him, so she came to look for him herself. She asks if he could attend her birthday party that her best friend organized. Feng agrees and leaves with this cute girl to a luxury restaurant. Her best friend must have spent a large amount of money just to book this place. The manager approaches them and takes them to Tio's VIP room 19, where his friend is already waiting. Benzai also feels that her friend did wrong by booking such an expensive place, and asks Feng if she should suggest that she change places. The protagonist is already suspicious, so he tells her that it would be rude to say that. Now they enter. A short-haired girl immediately jumps on his arm and wishes him happy birthday. She then asks who is this handsome guy with her. She shares that she shouldn't have booked such a fancy restaurant. Yu replies that money is not a problem. The golden-haired guy at the table will be paying for all this. He raises a toast to the birthday girl and tries to get her to drink alcohol, but she denies it. Feng takes the glass from his hand and drinks it all. He then says that he wants to have a word with him outside. Feng confronts him about the sleeping pills that were in the drink glass. He asks the person who ordered him to do it and who is a golden-haired boy. He rudely replies that since Feng has already drunk the cup with pills and meddled in his plans, he won't make it out alive. Feng reveals that pills like these don't work on him, so he should just reveal his motives. The young master says that Gong Yunfi asked him to pass on a message. Suddenly, a beautiful shadow of Feng appears in the shape of a cat and rips off Master's ear. Feng tells him to deliver a message to Gong. He will meet him and solve his personal issues also for trying to drug his sister. In addition, he will pay for today's dinner. While entering his VIP room, the Prota changes his mind and tells him to take him to Gong. He feels bad for always being on the receiving end, then he must return the favor now. The guy replies that he has no idea about Gong's whereabouts, that he is the one who always contacts him with the meeting place. After further interrogation, Feng learns that his usual meeting place is the abandoned steel factory, so they decide to go there. After dinner, Feng says goodbye to An Yi and his friends. The little girl's family took care of him after he was abandoned by his family. He was abandoned by his family, strangely, and she closely resembles Fanger, his sister from the other universe, so he decides to look at her later since now he needs to go to the factory. He asks if he has any problem taking him to the factory, but the guy replies no, he totally submitted to Feng being a sadist. The Proto likes to make people surrender using his power. Feng receives a call from an unknown number. He answers the call, and it is Poison Wolf, who shares that Fat Boss has disappeared. He is furious. Yes, after 12 chapters we finally know that his name is Fi Qian, but we will still address him as Fat. They arrive at the abandoned factory where the guy refuses to enter with him. He just wants to stay behind and inform his master Gong about Feng, but he took his phone out of his pocket and receives a call from Gong. Young Feng tells him that he shouldn't have kidnapped Fei Qian since he has prepared so many surprises that he will make sure to return the favor properly. He suggests a date, but Gong rejects his proposal, saying that it would be useless since Feng won't survive tonight. Yunfei hangs up on Feng, which makes him angry, and as a result, he smashes the phone. Feng is devastated since there are only 2 people in his circle, and they both got into trouble because of him. Every single thing that happens today is all arranged by Yunfei, but adds that even knowing this, Yunfei wouldn't let him leave, and he will have to realize how terrifying the Gong family is. All these threats and warnings are only spurring him to show a glimpse of his demonic side. The fat man is tied to a pillar and whipped by Gong Wu, the same brother of Yanfei who was hypnotized by Feng, and forced to hit Qian. Even while getting hurt, our fat guy keeps warning Gong Wu to save himself as Feng will knocking him out. Wu replies that he wouldn't fall for a lame trick like that again, and will take revenge for being humiliated and forced to kneel in front of everyone. He then shows Fat the man his brother specifically sent to finish off Feng. This person, who appears to be an Asian version of Severus Snape with the hairstyle and long black coat, it's the six-fingered Snake Lord. No kidding, he has something to do with snakes and poisons. Even though Fat is just a normal guy, he could still feel that something is strange about this guy. Only then the door is opened and straight from hell our Demon King makes a heroic entrance to save his loyal fat guy. Feng is disappointed to see that Yunfei is not here, but since his brother is here he can get some lead. The fatty one warns his dear friend about the six-fingered snake. Meanwhile, he jumps on Feng to finish the fight quickly, but the protagonist notices and dodges his attack while being disappointed that a worm is sent to defeat him. Usually villains are arrogant and their bad behavior leads them to hell. And if the hero himself came from hell and is really the king of hell, you can't be more arrogant than him. He tries to use his snake to attack Feng while being covered in a poisonous green aura. Feng is intrigued to see a cultivator, hoping that this guy can be a good opponent. Unfortunately, this guy has no idea what a cultivator is. Therefore, Feng will teach a lesson to the panther cat, who appears and destroys the snake before Feng could attack. Again, six-fingered snake releases his king snake. He always saves the people he wants to make sure are sent to hell. Feng tells him that he is getting bored now, so he should entertain him with some new or better moves, maybe something flashy. He tells his cat Spirit to get ready, since there are a lot of snakes for her to eat. Since she absorbed the vitality of that drop of red liquid, her cat began to grow her own wisdom and formed into a spirit beast. The red liquid couldn't be used to refine pills, but it has a helping hand, so it's all good. The spirit beast battle begins. However, once there is more than one snake king, and that 2 are much larger than the cat, the six-fingered lord thinks he has a superior hand, attacks the cat with one snake and tries to attack Feng with the other. Feng then arrogantly reveals, of course, that with this lower level of control technique he can never defeat him. Unlike him, Feng doesn't need to stand, he can move freely. And while dodging, the little guy couldn't control the snakes that are attacked by the cat. As a result of a lose-lose situation, he asks Feng which family or sect he belongs to, since he has never heard of him. Feng replies that he came from hell. Then the guy replies that he will send him back there. He drops another big snake with a unique shape, like the snake we have in the morning. Feng easily plucks it off with a single cut, and notices his opponent's face turning pale. He offers him a chance to flee, but Lord brutally humiliated Six Fingers decides to use his triumph. He orders his snakes to come back and mixes his own red liquid with them, turning their color into red. This huge red snake attack is called the Scarlet Python. The snake ingests the protagonist. The fat man starts screaming, while Gong Wu is happy that he finally gets what he deserved. However, the snake's belly suddenly breaks off, and a demonic baby comes out of it. The same demonic baby that Feng released earlier into the river to eat all the fish. The giant baby that looks like the fat one eats the Scarlet Python. And then Feng approaches his opponent, shaking Six Fingers and welcomes him warmly. The Six Fingers begs for mercy and asks him not to take his life, and says that he will do anything for him. Feng says that he will use him in a different way. Six Fingers gets excited how he can be spared, but the Demon King strictly follows the rule of never letting them know his next move, so he turns it into a bomb, turning it into a round bomb of red liquid and flesh. Feng approaches Gong Wu. Meanwhile, the fat guy is advising Feng not to let Gong Wu get away. as he will get more people from the Gong family to get his revenge. Gong Wu is so close to wetting his pants, but don't worry since he is wearing black, and it is night. So no one will notice. Feng puts the six-finger bomb in his mouth and hypnotizes him again to deliver this return gift to his brother Yunfi. He just walks away while fully under Feng's spell, and stammering the words that he is a return gift to his brother. After which he leaves. Feng approaches the fat guy and apologizes for him going through all this. The fat guy is a loyal friend, so he states that he knew Feng would come for him. Just by putting his hand on his shoulder, Feng heals all his injuries. The fat guy is surprised that all his injuries are instantly healed, since he was hoping that Feng would take him home. He is flooded with countless questions, but ends up remaining silent. Meanwhile, the returning gift has already entered the building and is approaching. Office maids and other employees think that Gong Wu is drunk. That's why he is walking like a zombie. He enters his brother's office, who soon asks if Feng has had a painful departure. He realizes that his brother is acting strange. Moreover, he asks why Six-Fingered Lord is not with him. Suddenly, Wu's body starts to swell, and realizing that he came back with something wrong, Yunfi immediately kicks him towards the door. Seeing his brother about to explode right in front of his eyes, Janfei jumps out of the window to save himself. While the bomb explodes and the building explodes, the next morning after the fireworks at the Gong building, Feng arrives at the Hong Hai Tower where his teacher invited him to lunch. Yes, the teacher, he slapped his ass. Even if he is suspicious of his real intentions, the man can't just refuse an invitation from a hot lady. In addition, he intends to use this opportunity to. Finding evidence about the Gong family, Fangi greets him at the restaurant, and she is accompanied by another beauty who goes by the name Kinexu. She is Fangi's best friend, and while she wants to show her gratitude to Feng, her friend here wants to ask some questions. They both look intently with big round eyes, which makes him nervous and forces him to ask if there is something wrong. The teacher says that since her friend heard the story of the demonic mosquito, she keeps talking about how scary that little thing is. The other girl then introduces herself. She is a doctor and also manager of the largest private aid institution in this city. Since the information about the appearance of demonic mosquitoes is not yet released, she is curious to know how Feng knows about them. Feng plays a safe game, refusing to give her any comment. Suddenly she looks threatening with Feng's answer, which is not convincing, and she now suspects that he must have something to do with those mosquitoes. Feng stands up since he is not in the mood for an interrogation, and thanks both for this generous lunch, even though he didn't eat anything. The teacher tries to stop him, and follows him to the main entrance along with the other girl. A group of men in black suits are already waiting for Feng outside. A man with a head brighter than his future is here to ask Feng to help save her father's life. Since his health is continuously deteriorating, the doctor girl tries to intervene, saying that this guy has no medical record. The bald man closes her off, saying that she should not insult a guest of the Bai family. Feng agrees. Kinzu asks if she can also come along to see the treatment process. If he succeeds, she is willing to become his student. He agrees since she has no problem with it. Meanwhile, a green-headed guy with huge lips is spying on Feng and informs his boss that the protagonist has gone out with the Bai family. His boss Yunfi orders him to continue to follow them. He is agitated about last night's event, in which Feng made a bonfire in his building. For him, the protagonist is already a lifeless man, but he wants to be the one who chooses how horribly Feng can go from the base. In the Kinzu mansion again, expresses his concern that an entire field of doctor cannot treat this case, but he says he can do it. She is worried that Feng is just using the old man as an object of experiment, but she didn't know that Feng is a decent man who only experiments with turning living humans into bombs and zombies. He tells her to watch closely as there won't be another chance for her to see him in action. In the old man's room, Feng orders his black cat to leave, and then says to bring him an empty bowl. As always, the cat first smells the bowl, and then releases some pink fluid from the claws. Meanwhile, Fangi is having a hard time holding the Kinzu, who is a cat lover and wants to touch him. Feng asks to make the old man drink this and he will be cured. They even advise to be careful with the Gong family schemes. In the background, when hearing the name of the Gong family, the room is filled with tension. Confused, Feng asks about all this noise regarding the Gong family and why everyone is so afraid of them. Just then Bai enters the room and shares that it's not the Gong family that's the real problem. It's actually the family that supports them, Gong family. The old man wakes up and is devastated to hear that he has fallen into the Gong family's trap. Feng adds that there are still many things about this world that he is trying to figure out. He can't answer everything, however one thing is for sure, is that the demonic mosquitoes are not of this world. The old man doesn't need to worry now, since the Gong family isn't crazy enough to hit him yet. While he's having a conversation with Bei through the window, he asks if this rally of cars outside his gate belongs to them. It turns out that the Gong family surrounded the mansion to capture Feng and deal with him with a proud and brave smile on their face. Feng asks the old man for a car to escape. The gate opens, and before Proto could drive away in this luxurious white car, Zhang and his guards knock out some of Gong's men, while stating that their limit is being tested here. Since Feng is their guest, Since ordinary guards cannot pass through the iron wall, they summon the rock, which politely asks Zhang to take him to Feng. As a token of appreciation, he will leave the Bai family unharmed. The huge beast goes by the name of Gushu, who then looks down towards the white car and tells Feng to leave. Feng lowers the window and asks if he is the only person who was sent to destroy it. Guishu reminds Feng that this is not a drive-thru for him to lower his window and talk like that. Then he tries to grab Feng. However, the Proto uses his black smoke magic to block in his attack, even breaks through Shu's punch. The big guy is impressed. He says that Gong Yu was right about his abilities. He adds that Feng's skills are enough to join the team, but unfortunately he goes base. Feng calls him old man and tells him to save his cheesy dialogues for after he catches him. Then he flies in the white car while all the Gong cars try to follow him, after which he manages to draw a safe distance from the Gong's cars. He arrives at the big pink tree, realizing that the rock is strong, and if he tries to go against it he can lose. He uses the magic space system to level up. It was already dark when the Gong henchman finally found his car. He gets them all into his own maze. Shu and his men try to find the thing hidden among all these tall trees. In this hide-and-hold game they need to search a bit. If he finds them first, he will destroy them. Shu looks to his right side and see one of the guards who will never need a barber again. He has been beheaded by Feng, who makes sure to cut everyone differently as if he is making pieces of a new puzzle game. Welcoming everyone into his hell, he starts to eliminate all the guards, until the only person left is Shu. Shu is finally facing the pressure, and he states that no matter how Feng plays his tricks, he will still base tonight. Since he can't be helped, Feng decides to come out of hiding so that Shu could try to actually defeat him. With a smile on his face, Shu shares that he forgot to answer his previous question. In fact, he is not the only one sent here to destroy Feng. Suddenly, a scary version of Octopus Forearms appears from above, struggled to sneak up on Feng, but as it is his territory, he was waiting for him to attack. Feng smashes his face into the ground while Shu is about to launch a magical attack. He gives the protagonist a chance to be obedient so that his departure is pain-free. The octopus monster escapes Feng's control, so he tries to catch him again. Using this distraction, shoots a strong magic green beam. Only then the octopus grabs Feng with his forearms and numerous legs. This scary guy goes by the name of Kiwi Fen, who tells our Demon King to go to hell. Now he bites Feng and starts sucking all this magical power. However, Shu tells Kiwi that this brat must be planning another one of his tricks. They should just take him out. He throws a small green power that pierces through Feng's chest, leaving a giant hole in his body. Kiwi thinks Feng was American. Now then he decides to use it to make a new puppet. Moreover, he really liked the taste of his red liquid. However, Shu is still not satisfied since this guy finished off his 6 fingers. He will be at ease when Feng's entire body is destroyed. He throws another Kim, this time on a larger scale. Hui is disappointed since he expected more from Feng, who was personally mentioned by Gong Yunfi. However, he turned out to be just an F-level amateur at best. Since they are both F-level experts, this was never a competition. Suddenly, Feng appears from behind and cuts off one of his arms. They can't believe his eyes, as not even the experts could withstand this attack. Feng tells him that the hole is still in his chest, but that's all it is. He is transformed into the scary long-haired demonic form, and his deadly panther is out as well. He has already broken his attack patterns and how it works, so it's easier for him to fight. Now he brings his old friend, the demon hunting scythe, into Shu. With that, Shu and Kiwi are getting terrified of this man, but Feng tells them not to worry, since he will deliver them a quick match. He is not happy with them, stating that he is only an F level, therefore he wants them to feel the difference to see how strong Feng really is. He absorbs in the dark shadow that surrounds Shu and Kiwi. Feng then gives them a chance to live like him, just will allow one of them to live and they are free to choose who will leave. Shu realizes that he just wants to make things easier for himself, causing Kiwi and Shu to fight each other to dispel the black shadows. He begins to shoot magic beams around him. However, he is unable to locate Feng amidst the darkness since he is the darkness itself. He appears near them on his side, and Shu tries one last full game, but misses since they didn't choose one to live. They both have to go base. Now Kiwi goes back to his human form and betrays Shu. Using the option to live, he turns Shu into a ghoul, as lifeless bodies, without a brain, are much easier to control. He realizes that Feng has no intention of letting them stay alive, but he wants to use his best shot. Kiwi is sure that once this old fort is turned into a ghoul, Feng will finally be defeated, but they turned out to be weak. Also, his cat feeds on his remains. While Feng talks that he should be at least grade A, he had to use all the power of the magic space, and decides to stack more in the future. He turns around to see his cute kitten turned into a lion beast. He strokes his Simba beast, and gets excited to realize that Fian has such a strong alliance around him, so he will have a lot to devour. He also needs to get on the good side of my family, for they will become an important help for him to take down Yu Fei. He calls his beast demon back and goes to his next destination. A person wearing a costume is inspecting the forest where Feng just destroyed Shu and Kiwi. The The person takes off his mask, sighs, and now needs to report to headquarters that Feng may be more dangerous than they expected. She is not only the manager of the Kin Medical Organization, but also a member of the secret group Leaf. She still has no idea what the clan is doing, but for now they can help them test the waters. In addition, she needs to find out Feng's true identity. Suddenly she realizes something that shocks her. Meanwhile, no sub-department of the clan, a red-haired guy with a red diamond-shaped stone attached to his forehead, informs him about the 2 experts they sent. Gong Yufei gets agitated to hear they who should be 10 times stronger than a fighter, but were easily defeated by a mere human. Chulai reminds Yunfei that he is related to the Gong family. He still has no authority in the clan's weapon. Yufei feels insulted. This is the first time in many years that someone reminds him of his authority. He calms down and states that the clan needs to try harder next time to avoid humiliation. Chulei replies that he is here to provide the solution to this problem. However, the clan is still in battle, so finding 2 Grady experts was already difficult. Yanfei insists that they must find another Grady expert. He wants to see Feng beg for his life. However, the red-haired guy informs him that instead of Grady, they will be sending a D-grade expert this time. The next morning, Feng arrives at the mansion. He has not just woken up and is standing on the porch. She notices him and asks why he. Feng asks if he could stay at her house for a while, but she says that he just received his grandfather's $2 million car. Feng says that he is not a big fan of cars and asks for a discount. She goes down to scold him face to face. Feng tries to calm her down and says that he just saved his grandfather. He then asks for a place to live since his house was ruined last night. Confused, she shares that she thought he was a disciple of the Yi family. So he must have a lot of places. Feng explains that his last name means the night and actually he is from the Yi family. Since he seems so pitiful that she agrees to let him in. As Feng points to his unbuttoned shirt from the top and tells her to look at herself first, she blushes all and runs after him. Later that night at the mansion, Qin interrogates Feng about his relationship with the Yi family. He is tired and tries to explain by saying that he needs to go to sleep. Kinzu just wants to make sure that he is not his enemy, since her organization doesn't want to be a rival with her. For that, she needs to make sure that he is not a threat. In which case Feng has some questions too. He asks what this place really is, and why the demonic mosquitoes and people from previous universes exist. Kinzu replies that this world is actually a bit unstable, because there are several cracks in time. This makes her realize that Feng is not really from here. The Proto reveals that he is from Hell, the King of Hell. Back to the building that Feng blew up. Gong slams the door open and finds among the rubble a safe, which is still safe because it is a safe. It doesn't matter to him if the expert meets Feng or not. He will still see him kneeling. Inside the vault is a jar full of green aura with a heart inside stored by the Elder of Gong. Only then a black angel appears from behind, who praises the young man's boldness for coming here alone. She takes this pot that is the source of demonic mosquitoes and tells Yufei that he really needs to learn about power. He tells her that he won't let her leave and tries to attack her. She easily escapes the attack by jumping up, and says that the Lang family is really powerful. However, Yunfei is just a piece of garbage, and that's why he is a Gong. He tries to attack her once more, and says that the Alliance will definitely give him a raise if he defeats her. She again dodges and reminds him that Gongs are not skilled enough. The man is alone, humiliating his entire Gong family. Yufei is on the same level with the D-grade experts, but she is not interested in fighting, since she is not allowed to take his life. Only still she congratulates him for being lucky to stay alive. Even after finding her, Yufei states that she can't take his life, but he can take hers. Suddenly magic arrows start falling from the ceiling. He says that Shiware is not enough to come here alone and he has a support. She still dodges the attack and politely informs her that she doesn't care, and it's already leaking. Now she jumps off the building and disappears. And meanwhile, Feng is taking advantage of the fact that he's finally able to summon now. Since he's absorbed enough life energy, however, he still needs to find a way to look for more information, since this world is very suspicious. Suddenly his window is knocked and an unknown voice asks if Feng is home. He goes out to see the most handsome Spider-Man hanging upside down outside his window. This is the same woman who just humiliated Yufei. She shares that the reason she is here is that she really wanted to see him. Feng smiles and asks about the second thing. She hands him the vial she acquired from Yufei, saying that he is the only one who knows how to take care of it. He immediately calls Poisonous Wolf and gives him a mission, stating that he should not come back if he cannot complete it. Feng asks her where she got it from. She reveals that she just stole it from Yufei. She then asks if her King Feng is happy with the gift. She bends the knee and introduces herself as Zunner. She will share the rest at the right time. She tries to leave, but Feng stops her from using his scythe, saying that he hasn't allowed her to leave yet. She states that, for now, he just needs to know that she is not his enemy. She then disappears and Feng gets annoyed since he hates people who act all mysterious. You know who else is mysterious and arrogant? Feng. This pot is the matrix that keeps the heart alive and gives the demonic mosquito red liquid. Due to some reason that seems familiar to him, Only then he gets a call from Lin's land number. He immediately leaves with Poison Wolf in the car. Feng hands him the vial that floods past memories and poison, then asks if Wolf remembers him now. The wolf is shocked to see his king in front of him. Feng then asks about everything he knows. The wolf shares that there was an explosion on the demon planet, and when he woke up he was already on this planet. Before losing consciousness, he saw a huge ball of energy fall from the sky, and then there was an explosion, after which he fainted. In the destroyed Gong building, Feng tells Yunfei that he must stop messing now. Yunfei replies that all his problems started with this woman Lin Lan, so they must end with her too. Feng tries to explain to him that his little brain must already know that it was all a ploy for him. However, no one can put senses into someone with a dying desire. Feng asks where he got the demonic mask from. The young man tells him that he will send him to hell. These antagonists really have nothing to say when their opponent is actually the king of hell, and his move simply backfires. Feng easily deflects his attack with a quick kick, but surprisingly Yunfei appears from behind to attack. This time the spikes extend, putting Feng at a disadvantage. The showy red and blue fight begins. Feng casts a spell where Yunfei is standing, and since he loves this place so much he must be constantly thinking about the people who left here. In the explosion thing, honors him with a reunion. The maids begin to emerge from under the floor, while Yunfei is busy fighting the maids. Feng decides to use this opportunity to get Lin Lan out of here once the guy is behind her. Chulai is making him feel strange before Feng could reach Lin. Chulai grabs him and slams him to the ground, saying that Lin has to stay. Feng gets really annoyed because he shouldn't fight while wearing such formal clothes. The Deviant Alliance really needs to think about his dress code. Desapato states that Feng's defensive stats are lower than his standards. Meanwhile, Yunfei is busy with the maids. He orders Chulai to beat up Feng and give him a humiliating prank, to which Chulai replies that they should wait for the D-rank specialist to appear first. Yunfei starts walking towards Feng, as all the maids have already been taken care of. He says that he doesn't need to wait for anyone. Just the two of them are enough. Suddenly smoke appears and from it comes a huge demonic baby. Yunfei throws some round red balls into the baby's mouth and explodes, after the baby and smoke disappear. They notice that Feng and Lin have also disappeared. Lin yells at Feng for causing her more trouble, until Proto reminds her that she was the one who was captured. She thanks him for saving her again, and after he leaves her at a safe distance he goes back to settle the score with those losers. For the first time finally Lin is rescued without her getting naked. Meanwhile, Chulai and Yunfei are greeted by the poison wolf with the mosquito heart pot in his hand. They have no idea how it got into his hands. They want to focus on getting it back for now. The wolf mocks them, saying that low-ranking people like them don't even know how to use it. Then he gives him a lesson. He eats that delicious heart and transforms into a wolf covered in green poisonous aura. After giving them a glimpse of his powers, he tells the two weak ones to come to him at the same time, thinking that they managed to hit him, but Lobo was hiding a small surprise for them. He throws poisonous needles at Yanfei. Just when they are about to hit him, Chulai saves him, using his arm as a shield. Since his arm is injected with poison so strong that it is beyond saving, Yunfei asks him to take care of the wolf while he searches for Feng. He gives him a round red ball to stick to the torn-off arm. A metal arm appears in place of his lost arm, which reveals to the wolf this phase. Feng is back and ready to face Yanfei. He asks why young master is willing to risk his life just for his bad ego. He is triggered and replies that he is not an idiot like Feng, who chose to drop the last name, or he could have chosen to be a Lang. Since always the rule in the world is that family ties is the only strong basis for survival, therefore, he is the person that Yanfei hates the most in this city. While saying all this, he prepared countless magic balls that turn into sharp needles and begin to fly towards Feng, who swims in the air dodging all the attacks that arrive. And even if some needle passes through the dark shadow that covers him, acts as a shield. He sums up all this hatred and concludes that Hugh is just a piece of garbage that wants fame. Little does he know that Feng is the king of an entire planet. Little family names mean nothing to him. Feng states that without the Lang family he is nothing, as he holds Yunfei's neck, who begs, saying that the alignment will not let him live. If he takes his life, the Lang family will also come to him. He has no idea that threats like these only make Feng more excited about it. He says that no one can stop him from becoming the strongest, and he cuts off Yunfei's head right away. The wolf stops the fight with Chulai to give him a moment of tears shed by his master. Although he should be happy, since he has two masters now instead of one, with his head and body separated. Feng tells Chulai that if the Deviants Alliance wants to come after him, they are very welcome to be his enemy. Chulai is in a state of shock now, will go crazy, and this whole city will become a warfield. Now not even him being a family member will mean anything. Suddenly purple smoke appears and another Alliance officer is here, and orders Chulai to leave. The wolf tries to stop them from fleeing, but Feng asks him to let him go. It will be bad for the news of what happened here to spread, however Feng doesn't care about it, since his goal is to return to the demon planet, and this mere planet can't do anything to stop him. If a small town like this is going to block his way, then he doesn't deserve to be the king. according to his leveling method. Feng guesses that the wolf must be at least C rank. He must protect these people. Feng knows that the next day at the huge Lang family mansion, a lot of people gathered for some party that was scheduled for today. Chulai asks Lord Zhao how the Lang will handle this matter. Zhao thinks that Lang won't start the war yet, since the Bai family is also leaning towards Feng. For now they must be coming up with a plan. Also, there are a lot of people here who are not from the alliance, so doing anything now is not possible. Then a lady arrives who becomes the point of focus of all the guests, not because of how beautiful she is, but because she is Yufei's mother. That was from American last night. She is holding her son's head in her hand. She announces that she just received the news from the Alliance elders, that the Ghost Clan has officially drawn for peace with their alliance, so the elders have decided to temporarily stop the war. Everyone can take a break from the war for a while. However, the Lang family has personal issues like her who need to avenge their son, so whoever is willing to take the life of their son's sworn enemy, the elders will satisfy any desire of theirs. This announcement gets everyone excited, as this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. This alone is enough to ensure that Feng will base. Meanwhile, Feng is in the room where he asks the Fat if he will continue to follow him. After telling him the truth about himself, the loyal Fat states that it doesn't matter if it's the Demon King or a loser of the university, he will always stay with him. The Fat Man is literally the goal of friendship. Feng tells him not to worry, as he will take care of all the problems that come from his enemies, while the Fat Man must solve the problems with his obesity. The Fat Man says that he does not need to worry about, since his big building and big heart can survive through anything beyond that. He would like to help him with whatever is possible. Feng points out to manage his resources. Only then does Feng receive a message from the Bai family. They need to discuss something important with him. Feng's house was rebuilt by the organization under the supervision of relatives, who tells Feng that he owes her a thank you. Feng replies that the organization built this house to be on his side. She should fly to his group. She yells at him for making her want to go base every time she tries to talk to him, and throws the house key to him. Feng asks what the goal of her organization really is. She replies that science has no limits even when it comes to cultivation, that it is all about using external forces to strengthen oneself. They are interested in determining the origin of these powers. Since Feng can help them with this goal, they consider him a friend. If that's the case, Feng punches a guy who is using invisibility magic and asks why the organization is trying to spy on him. She's now having a conversation with the old man while he's also present. He asks why her organization are still trying to take down Feng. She reveals that the organization sometimes has different opinions and will be divided on it. However, it won't affect Bai if she decides to join his group. She is excited to know that she can join the Wang organization. Qin speaks that he usually doesn't let anyone join easily, since it's the main research organization, but since Feng gave her the poison cure credits, she is eligible. She says that whenever Feng is mentioned, she feels goosebumps. Kainzu says that she feels exactly the same, then pulls an evil movement stating that Bai's first task is to replace her to observe everything about Feng. All her excitement is lost when she hears such bad news in her room. Feng wonders what is happening on the demonic planet. Now he was banished from there as a slave, but he fought hard for so long to become the king on this planet. There must be other people from his planet like Poison Wolf, so he needs to find a way to unite them all. Meanwhile, the wolf is sitting outside Feng's door because his master seemed a bit sentimental, so he didn't want to bother him. On the Demon Island, the Poison Wolf and Feng were two contenders for king, but he lost to Feng during the last promotion stage. Feng asks why he doesn't hate him even after all. The wolf replies that it bothered him, but after Feng took the place, he could see the difference between them and clearly he was more suited to be the king. Feng then led the demon planet to free itself from the control of others. That's why everyone there looks at him as a hero. The Proto leaves the room and shares that the Len family has already placed the order to destroy him, so he can't sit here and wait. He decides to go himself and give a salute to the Alliance. Feng arrives at a huge fancy building owned by the organization previously. Some try to make Feng trust them. After he caught a spy saying that the organization is having a dispute, and the ones who are trying to eliminate him are not on her side to make her believe him, she secretly told him the location of the Alliance. Feng throws his car key at the valet, but a giant muscle guard takes the key and states that Feng shouldn't have him come without permission. Feng states that he is here to spend money, since the Red Diamond nightclub always has open doors for customers. He can't prevent him from entering. However, before Feng enters, the big guy warns him that he is surrendering straight at his enemy's door, in case he doesn't get out alive. At least he warned. Meanwhile, in the office of this nightclub, an arrogant golden-haired guy informs the Green Beauty and the old man that Feng has come to them. The green-haired woman states that eliminating him, Yunfei Gong, is hardly an achievement since he was weak, so Feng might not be as strong as they heard, so she wants to try. Suddenly the door slams and the golden-haired guy gets annoyed, since someone has the audacity to disturb them. Since he has golden hair, we all know that he will soon be beaten, and he's not one of the good guys. Before he could open the door, Feng breaks the door and it falls on the guy. He casually walks over the door that the golden guy is down on. It's a sign of arrogance to step over the others. The golden guy has now gone base, is standing on a remainder. Suddenly the big guy from outside appears behind Feng, who uses his magic, and he is already obeying it alone. He uses the same spell to steal the green beauty and the old man's soul. He orders that from now on this place belongs to him, and this place will no longer be part of the alliance. He calls Fatty and warns him that now the Diamond Nightclub is his, and he shouldn't ask why. Feng teases Qin, saying that he wanted to ask her favors. Instead, his favors sound more suspicious when he brings his face so close to Kinzu. She pushes him back, saying that he shouldn't harass girls like that. She advises Feng not to cause trouble for Bai since she is just a rookie. He assures her that he will take care of her. Qin says that this organization is completely controlling governments all over the world, with enormous powers to its word and countless resources. That's why it is normal for there to be conflicts within the organization. However, the influence that this group holds is too great. Feng asks if the Ghost Clan is also a part of him. If positive, he requires Kinzu to help him invite his director. She agrees to do this last favor, and in return she wants Feng to never show his face to her again. Never again does she call Zuner and invite her to the Red Diamond nightclub. Feng is confused to learn that the Zuner is actually the director of the Ghost Clan. Meanwhile, a certain guard in some warehouse is attacked by this gray-headed guy. He states that the outer gates of the Ghost Clan have a really weak defense. These men are following this to attack the Ghost Clan to completely eradicate it tonight. After they eliminate everyone from the Ghost Clan, they head towards their next target. Zuner arrives at the nightclub and asks his king why he wanted to see her so badly. He asks what is in our plans to do with the Ghost Clan, and more importantly, he asks if she is related to the demon planet. She smiles as her king. Feng always likes to have everything stored in his palms. Feng replies that this is exactly how he helped the demon planet survive. She replies that Feng himself told them to hide their identities, but now that he insists that she introduces herself as part of the subordinate staff of royalty, she is the royal guard. Ironic, as she is from the demon planet, yet she is beautiful as an angel. Feng finally remembers her, and now it makes sense their conversation. Zona receives a call that informs her that the Ghost Clan is under heavy attack. The ones who attack Ghost Clan are from the criminal plane, taking them like Luo Chen with an ugly mask like the swordsman from Demon Slayer. One of his subordinates informed him that the other chiefs have resolved the fight, and the demonic gate experts don't seem to be around the criminal clan. It has such a great management. If the 3 criminals, one of which is Liu Chen, and 5 specters act, the clan will actually get rid of the gate. This time the scene changes to the 5 clan specters, who inform Luo that even after turning the whole place upside down, they still haven't found the 2 demonic gate specters. Luo says that they should be happy with that because if these 2 were around, these 5 would have been easily eliminated. They are triggered, and before the situation gets worse, a yellow-haired guy, who seems to be a minimalist when it comes to clothes, intervenes and scolds them for fighting each other. This guy is another criminal boss named Hawa King, where he is known as the Criminal of Heaven. The Criminal of Heaven sends the 5 specters to go help the Criminal of Earth. They need to disband quickly. He tells Luo to join him so they can search for the twin specters of heaven, and Feng is driving towards the attacked headquarters of the Ghost Clan. However, they get stuck in a traffic jam. Feng takes an even faster route. He releases his Toretto and drives fast and furiously. Zuner is impressed by his king's quick wall improvisation. Bei equally stressed about the history of the demon planet and hasty driving. Suddenly another beauty in a red dress jumps into her car, and Zuner tells Feng that he can leave this one for her. This tall red beauty is Zuner's younger sister. The clash of sisters begins. The red beauty uses her heel to rip off her eldest. This reveals her white bra underneath. She retaliates in a similar way by ripping off the same part of her sister's dress as well. Then a huge boulder, or should I say a small mountain, is thrown towards them. The car is safe. Feng applied the brakes just at the right moment. Feng praised them for such an extravagant greeting. While the Earth criminal states that Feng will base tonight, Feng always gets excited and invites them to try their luck. Zuner informs Feng that they are the members of the Union's elite combat unit. The 3 calamities and 5 demons, all their combat skills are above D rank. Meanwhile, all Feng could see a good meal with strong life forces. However, Zuner asks him to come back with Bei, that she will take care of it. While Bai is looking out the car window like a curious cat with big eyes, he informs Bei to hide and be careful. He orders her to stay inside while they are fighting. From inside, she wishes them good luck and cheers for them. Feng steps forward and tells Zuner that being her king, he can't sit while she fights for him, therefore he orders her to leave these people for him. Zuner smiles. This is expected of her hero or demon emperor. She then takes over her sister while Feng takes down the 5 specters. To save time, he orders all 5 specter dogs to come to him. He brings his demon lion beast, whose roar alone sends them flying away. They are surprised to get such damage from just a roar that they try to attack him again. But Feng uses his black shadow to knock them to the ground again. While the sisters' battle is going on, Zuner asks for aerial plan, so that the Union stopped all combat externally, and then set an ambush behind other backs and even sent her best soldiers. She deflects the issue by stating that those two old men from the Ghost Clan are not here, so she just has to slow it down, as her only goal is to eliminate Fang. She knows that these 5 specters are useless, so she reveals her secret move that not only cures the 5 specters, but it also gives them all the strength of the Asura mask. Since Fang brought hope to the demon planet, Dronzer wouldn't let anyone harm her king, so she rushes towards the 5 and heroically saves her giant Wraith Lord. Fang brings his side to help Dronzer and takes one down. Suddenly 2 others jump together on Fang using his blind spot, and Dronzer quickly pushes him away and takes his attack head in a huge pink magic attack. It is seen that it not only pushes Fang away, but also takes out Dronzer from his vision. While smoke is covering the entire area, Fang is suddenly stabbed in his heart from behind by Dronzer's sister, who tells the Demon Emperor Lord to return to his hellhole.